So we've got the neck completely refinished now, put the hardware back on and everything. Now it's time to give the body of this thing a little bit of love as well. So my first plans with this are to figure out where this metal control plate is going to be sitting here, and then also to actually cut the custom pickguard to fit the rest, because obviously it's not going to fit with the current shape. I've got this brown taut pickguard material as well. It looks like we'll basically have one attempt to get this right as well, just because of the size of the sheet. So wish me luck. So I think what I'm going to do is make a cardboard template out of the original pickguard, and then I can fit this in place on the actual body and then figure out where this control plate is going to go. And rather than obviously marking the actual pickguard, I can mark the cardboard and then trace that onto the pickguard material, and then hopefully we can cut that to the actual shape. My dad said he's going to help me with that because he's got some tools. So first we're going to get this pickguard removed. And there it is, our pickguard is completely off. There's a bit of a moment of truth coming here as well, because I've heard that some of these metal control plates from the Mustang base don't actually fit on this body and the cavity's exposed. This is a Jaguar control plate, so I'm hoping that it's a little bit wider, but I guess we'll find out. Surely there's some sort of angle that it could fit over this cavity. Oh yeah, that seems fine. It seems like it's just going to sit nicely like that. Even better if we can line it up with the original hole. So I've just got my reference image of where the control plate comes down to. And it seems like it comes down to sort of halfway through the bridge, which is where this is sitting as well. So I think placement wise, that's actually going to work. And that's actually using one of the holes that this pickguard sat in as well, so it's actually sitting in the same place. So now if we overlay this, we'll be able to see if it's going to line up properly. Yeah, it seems to line up perfectly on this side, but I think we're going to need literally like a few millimeters extra on this side for it to line up right. That's a big relief, because I thought this was going to be a big problem. I've just screwed one screw into the bottom so I can hinge the metal plate to just get this in the right position. It seems like the width of the pickguard is actually all good, so we're just going to need to sort where this cut point is on the actual pickguard. Nice. Because I've lined up the screw hole in the control plate with the one that's already in the pickguard, that should mean that we can just link this together for our template. That actually makes it super easy. I'm stoked on that, because I was kind of wondering how I was going to line all this up. Basically, we can just line this up for the template, and then we've literally got our whole template, and we can use that as our cut line as well. This is way easier than I thought it was going to be. That's what I like to hear. I'm going to just straight up trace the template of this, and then line up the control plate after, so then we can just cut out this section. And it should be as simple as that. Lost me Sharpie. Why not put another screw in to hold it perfectly in place as well? Another thing we need to figure out is how to fit the new pickup in, because it's a little bit bigger than this size, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just going to mark everything first, and then we'll have a look at that after, I think. It looks like, though, it's only slightly off, so I think we could probably get away with just sanding the extra so it sits really flush. I think we'll just leave this hole the exact same size, and then I've got some sanding bits for a drill that go on this, and I think we'll literally just be able to sand that to be the right size. I don't think it's too much of a problem. This will be screwed in on the body in the exact same place that it was with the original pickguard. So now basically I can just use it as an anchor point and just line it up to where it fits, and it looks like it's actually going to fit perfectly, which I thought we were going to really struggle to line this up, but it's kind of doing the job for us, which is great. So as simple as that, that's our template drew out, so let's get this cut out. Right, so that's our rough template, very rough as you can see. Right, so we're going to line this up on the body and just see if it does line up, fingers crossed. So that should fit nicely there. I think that's going to work out. I've just roughly lined all this up and it seems like it's going to work. We've got the control plate sat in there in the same place as the pickguard, and it seems like this will cut nicely around that, and then it's lining up here as well, so I think that's our template. I've just put the neck on this to transport it with, and oh my god, it's looking so cool now. First time I've sort of seen what it will look like when it's done a little bit. I mean, the neck's not perfect, but it's definitely got that age sort of feel to it. So far so good. Let's go get this custom pickguard made. My dad's going to help me cut this because I don't trust myself at all. So we're going to get this took over to him now. We'll mark this template out on the actual pickguard material and then get cutting. It's probably more accurate than that, because you've actually...
Clean enough cut, eh?
That's really clean.
Oh, good. Putting under pressure now, eh, with it.
That's how I felt though. I didn't want to touch the neck, so I was like, what if I ruin the whole thing? Like, probably chose the most curvy thing for you to cut as well. It's looking good though.
Can you weld that right?
Nice. Was you holding your breath through that?
Yeah, I was actually.
No pressure. It's the curves I'd be nervous about, but you seem to just smash it first time.
Oh, I've had a bit of practice. Over the years.
As I say, it's as if you get paid to do.
If you got that lifted off your work, then you could, you know what I mean?
So
you've
keep
got
that
you've
flat
got to keep
rather
that bed flat, and before you start cutting, like make sure your bed's flat, because you can move that. If you're under that, it'll move, so you can do 45-degree cuts or whatever angle cut. This bit, do you want it to a point or round?
Round if you can, but even if you do it to a point though, I could sand it, couldn't I?
It might be easy to sand that round, to be honest.
So far so good. Okay. Oh, actually, I'm using a different pickup.
Yeah.
Should we leave that for the time being? We might need some extra holes where the control plate meets it as well. So I think we'll be alright to cut them ones either side. It looks about the same distance, doesn't it? These won't be there, will they? So we'll need these two. So we'll need one there as well, won't we? So that sits flush like.
Oh, well. There?
Yeah. That's all the cuts in it.
The reveal.
Thank you. It's done a much cleaner job than I would have. Yes. So this is where we're at with the build so far. We've got the fully stained, refinished neck. We've got the custom pickguard. But we do need to go around and sand and make this a little bit bigger so the new pickup fits. But it's looking pretty good so far. I think I'm going to repaint the body because I like how the black's looking, but I think it's going to completely transform it if we paint this to like an off-white cream sort of colour. So I think I'm going to do that after the gig. But the first rehearsal for the shows is today in just a few hours. So I need to at least get this new pickup wired in. And essentially after that's done, this will be gig ready. I mean, I do need to finish the pickguard, but even without that done, this could technically play a gig, which is crazy. It's come together so much faster than I thought it would. So let's get this pickup in ready for rehearsal later. So the pickup that I'm going to be installing is this 50s style P-bass pickup. It was handmade and hand-wound by Toltec Pickups, which is a small company in Yorkshire, I think it is. And I just want to give a big shout out to Toltec and Lee specifically, who basically customized this to the exact spec that I wanted. I mentioned that I wanted this to have a sort of P-bass sound. I told him all the details about the conversion to a Mustang bass style, and he was super responsive and everything as well. So this actually got sent out the day after I made the order, which is kind of crazy. So shout out to Toltec Pickups, and the price is really good too. So first we need to get this pickguard taken. Oh, I didn't even screw it in. Oh, it's as easy as that. I wish everything in life was that easy. Shout out to my dad, because he just smashed this out in like 5-10 minutes, which would have probably took me like 5 hours. Back in lockdown, I actually did a build where I converted a Fender practice amp and a broken Fender combo into a separate head and cab that fit together. So the head part ended up being this 15-watt lunchbox sort of practice amp. I call it a practice amp, but I've actually used it in a live setting before and it did just fine. Let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in seeing a breakdown of, and I'll piece together some old footage and see what I can find. Right, anyway, back onto this. Basically, we just need to unwire this pickup and where is it? And wire in the new Toltec pickup. On these Bronco basses, they actually just put a single coil guitar pickup, so it's like a strap pickup. You can see on the pickup the 6 different poles. Because we have 4 strings on the bass, they're not actually going to sit perfectly on top of these 6 poles, so each string technically won't have the same volume coming from it. But obviously with this 50s P-bass style, it's still single coil, but we've actually got 4 poles. So in theory, each string will have a coil to sit over evenly. Because this new pickup is single coil as well, it just has the 2 cables coming off. And I'm no genius when it comes to electronics, but because this has 2 cables coming off, we should literally just wire the 2 off that to the same places these 2 are going. So it should be simple enough. Famous last words, I know. Pro tip, take photos of wiring because you will not remember where it all went. We're gonna open a window because I don't want to be dying from these fumes. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is just remove the old connections. My hands are way too big for this kind of work. There's one. Right, so this is not going well for me. I really could not get that off, so I've ended up just cutting as close to the pot as I could with this one. That's our old pickup completely removed now, so we can just save that for maybe a future project and get onto this brand new one. Just going to prep the soldering iron by just putting a bit of solder onto the end. I don't know why I'm giving you a close for this. My soldering work is not the cleanest. You need an extra couple of arms to do this. Okay, so there's our first one. Right, so that should be wired in. We're going to plug it in and do some tests and just see if it is getting a signal coming through. It's definitely not the cleanest job by a long stretch, but it should be all good. So with any luck, when we tap the poles on this pickup, we should get some noise coming out. Yes, we did it. First try as well. Yep, and we could check the tone. So there's a lot more high end and more low end. So it looks like all this is working. Thank God. So So now it's just a case of getting all this put back together and finishing off the pickguard. It's coming together. I'm so pumped. I've just been thinking about the best sort of order to do this in, and I think it's going to be best to get the metal control plate on, and then we'll obviously know how much we need to sand this part of the pickguard down to fit it. This is so exciting, finally getting to this point of actually the work's done, we're just putting it back together. So it looks like my worst nightmare with this project has kind of come true. The cavity is a little bit too small for this to fit. The hole for the control plate is there, and we just can't push that to reach the right part. So I think the main issue is this little thinner section here that's sticking out. So I think we just need to get rid of this. I'm really hoping that sanding will do. All I have really is sandpaper, so I'm just hoping that works. I don't have the right tools to do the proper job on this. I really thought I'd just put this together and it was just gonna work, but a little bit extra work and we'll be there. I really don't want to rewire this, so I'm just gonna tape over this rough cover. I've got these little sanding cylinder things, and I'm just hoping they can take this big notch away. There's only one way to find out. Right, let's make a mess. Yeah, it's kind of working. It used to have this little dip coming out, but now we've got a completely flat edge there. But I'm gonna try fitting this. Oh, you can see me there. Hey guys. So I'm gonna try fitting this in. I think we might have to take it a bit further back, to be honest, but for now we're just gonna see if this is fitting. I'm trying to get all of the pots sitting as flush that way as possible, so we have as little on this side to be dealing with. It's definitely feeling like we have more leverage to put it this way now, so that's a good sign. I should have probably put the pickguard in first. So I think it might actually be the very end of it now, because we're so close to that just sitting nicely in there. We're really close though, so I think a bit more sanding should get us there. Right, now let's see if this fits. Right, I think that's gonna work. We can see now that the hole is completely visible through there. I think what I'm gonna do is just sand down this extra few millimeters on the actual pickguard, and then it's gonna sit perfectly flush with that, which is what I wanted. I've just gave the cavity a proper wipe down, and it's actually not looking too bad really. Obviously that's a little bit jagged, but it's fine. It's covered over. I can't believe these little sanders actually worked. Like, they're absolutely tiny, but we got the job done. After that unexpected battle, here we are finally putting this guitar together. I actually bought those little sanders to finish the edges of the pickguard, which I'm gonna have to do tomorrow now, I think. But they've come in handy for something else, so thank God I had them. I literally have an hour until rehearsal, so I'm kind of trying to get a move on with this bit. So I've decided to just sand the pickup hole big enough, because this is taking way too long, and I'm just worried about misshaping it and not doing it right. So this bass deserves to have some time put into it and not rushed. So I'm just gonna get this pickup hole big enough to fit the Toltec pickup in, and then we'll be ready to actually rehearse on this, which is amazing. And then tomorrow we can get it ready for the shows. It's a little bit misshapen, so it basically just needs to be brought out to this widest point right here, because it's quite a bit wider than the original pickup. I think what I'm going to do is commit to drilling in this control plate. This pickguard has been made so it lines up with all of the existing screw holes on the Bronco pickguard, so I don't think we should be moving that too much. What we need to do next is fix the pickup to the actual pickguard using these screw. Oh, that's gone. This screw with the spring allows us to change the pickup height. This pickup is made to be mounted to the body, which I might have to do by the looks of it. I'm just hoping it's going to sit in place well enough just for tonight. Right, I think that's good enough for right now. It's a good chance to see if all these screw holes actually match up as well. Right, that's our half together bass. So we need to get some strings on this real quick and then get ready for a rehearsal. Test it out properly. If I seem stressed in those last clips, it's because I was. I had to leave in like 10 minutes to get to band practice. I was stringing this up, all was going well. I thought it's all good. Got to this tuning peg and the whole thing just fell apart. Like that fully came out. Now that I've put it back in, when I get up to tension of the string, it keeps popping out and then popping the string out. So I still took it with me just with the 3 strings on, and oh my god, this thing absolutely sings. I gave up on the dream for a second of playing this at these shows, but as soon as I heard it and felt how it was feeling at band practice, I jumped on Amazon, ordered some tuning pegs for next day delivery, so now it's just fingers crossed if they arrive before the first gig. So all we need to do is wait for this tuning peg to arrive so we can just replace that completely. So all we have to do other than that is just secure this pickup in place so so we can adjust the height and also change these knobs. So nice and simple things for once today. I say that, but it's not going to be as simple as it seems. I'll explain why now. It looks like we need to do some cutting and gluing. We're doing it the 50s way. Don't fix it if it ain't broken. I'm going to get a little piece of wood and glue it in here and then actually attach this directly to it. That should be super secure then. We just got to make sure it's in the right place for where the pickup sits. So I think first things first, we need to get some wood actually in there and test the height of that. So just like magic, I've got a piece of wood and some glue. I guess I just need a saw. So this should be everything we need. I'm just now noticing that every time I've said on this project, oh, this will be easy now, it ended up not being easy at all. So should we just assume everything's gonna be super hard? Right, so, oh, okay, maybe we should, because as soon as I've said that, this piece of wood could not fit more perfectly in here. So we'll only have to make one cut, which is incredible. It's a good job we got the control plate fitted now, because I know I can completely just fill the rest of that cavity without having to worry as well. So that's good to know. This is my second time sawing on this channel. I really did not think I'd be doing any sawing on this build, but here we are. If you're watching this, Dad, I'm sorry about my technique. There we go, a roughly cut piece of wood, that's all we need. It's like no one was ever here. So now we have a little tiny piece of wood, which is gonna act as a riser for this. Right, so I've just roughly cut the edges off, and now it's pretty much sitting flush up against this side. We've got a glue gun as well. I don't think we're gonna be able to do the full 24-hour drying time, as I have rehearsal again in about 3 hours. Right, so that's that all done. So I'm gonna leave it for a few minutes and then start making our drilling holes. And I think that's gonna sit at a nice height. I hope so anyway. So I've just put a string on here just to test, because I realized I didn't actually test the, the height of the string on this. And it looks like it's gonna just sit at kind of a perfect distance. We need to basically dry fit the pickguard and everything and see where this is gonna be popping through. There it is. I'm just gonna drill some pilot holes for the screw to actually go into. So now we should just be able to screw this directly into this piece of wood, and then we've got our pickup mounted to the actual body, and it should be perfectly in place for the pickguard as well. It's my first time working on a guitar like this, where I'm like actually modifying the body and stuff like that. So I'm definitely winging it, but I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning what works and what doesn't, and it's really fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna leave a little bit of play in that because it is sitting on the actual wires that are coming out, so I think that should do it. That's our pickup all fixed in. So now we just hope the pickguard fits over the top. Oh, just about. Thank God for that. Right, so that's absolutely solid now. That's amazing. It's fully clearing as well. Perfect. Oh my God, it's so good. Technically, everything in this guitar is secured solidly. Our whole metal control plate is in, as well as the pots here. We got the piece of wood underneath glued in, and then the pickup screwed into that, so now it's at the right height for the strings, all completely secure. I could do that with no sounds happening. It's getting to that point now where it's becoming real. I think I'm gonna have to finish this pickguard after the show, but basically now it all relies on if this new tuning peg actually fits and actually shows up. What we'll do in the meantime though, just a little finishing touch. So I've got a couple of these just to finish it off. Yes, so this is what we're looking at after all the upgrades that we just made. Woo, let's go, it's feeling good. My brother saved the day, delivering the tuning peg. Yes. Oh my God, it literally lines up with the hole. No way it's gonna fucking work, innit? I'll try tuning it and just hope nothing goes wrong, man. Yes. Oh shit. Road warning.
Mate, that string's gonna be road warning.
Oh my God. You don't understand how happy that's making me. We got a playable bass for the gigs. Let's go. Thank you for that. You saved the day.
Still gonna need a backup.
Yeah.
Me and Alan,
anything could happen, man.
between the two of us, we're taking 5 guitars.
Actually?
Yeah, and then with 2 basses, that means we've got like 7 instruments between 3 of us.
So if something does go wrong, we're in the best position possible, aren't we? Yes. I'm hyped, man. So this is where we're at. Pretty much the finished product, isn't it? Cheers. So all that needs doing is the pickguard refinishing around the edge basically, and we're good to go. And obviously repainting the body. I am a very happy chappy. I took this to band practice last night. We still have our bottom string on, so the tuning peg worked just fine. I think what I'm going to do is replace them all, because obviously it's looking a lot different, like the back's exposed compared to the covered Fender style, and also this end tuning peg is a lot bigger than the others and it feels a lot more sturdy and strong, so I think that's going to be a good upgrade to do anyway. So I'm going to get the rest of those on after the gig, because right now it's working and sounding good. and that's all that matters to me right now. So basically what I'm going to do now is just give this a quick setup, add a couple final touches. I've got a thumb rest to add and also a Fender backplate as well to upgrade from this Squier one. So let's get those on and then it's on to the first gig of the tour later today.